There we go. I have a cup of coffee, a bottle of water. I think the coffee's almost empty though. And yeah, welcome back to Death Stranding 2. I contemplated playing this in the evening as well, but I figured that most people who watch this are actually around in the evening. I'll probably do a lot of the side quests off stream though, because once again, it's not the most interesting thing to watch. And wow, that loading time was almost instantaneous. Like the moment I hit the button, I'm right back in the game. But yeah, last we left off, we are over here at the bandit camp. I'm trying to get some items for the C1 distribution center over here. The entirety of Mexico is essentially one big tutorial. I was telling this to a friend of mine as well. Like this entire area is just one big tutorial to make sure the players are familiarized with the mechanics of Death Stranding before they actually plunge you into the real situation later on in the next continent. So it's going to be a bit of a slow burn as well, because right after we take care of the bandit camp, we'll head to the C1 South distribution center. And I believe after that, the gate is over here. But we'll be making our way all the way here, which I believe is where Dead Man's Lab is and the next major story point. So it's going to take a while till we get there. So let me take a look once again. Now where the enemies are, I don't think these guys change their route much. I'm just going to mark them again. The enemy that I have to most watch out for is this guy. And these two, the problem with these two is that if I take care of one of them, the other will notice. There's also a chance that the enemies on that side will notice me taking care of this guy too. So you have to be a bit careful. I am also a bit loaded on gear here. Cargo, I mean.
Definitely not alone.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us know, Sam. With this much, I am pretty protected by the density of the foliage. I'm trying to get a clear view on the enemy here. He's kind of hidden. Oh, there he is, and hopefully he won't turn. It's almost nighttime, which is ideal for us as well. And down. I kind of wish we could drag him to another location, Hitman style. Yeah, I think this is a bit ideal because at nighttime, the enemies on that side are unlikely to see me taking care of anyone down here. Now I need to find a way across, and there is a ladder probably left by another player, yeah, that does allow us to cross over. But before that, I'm gonna unload my entire bag here because we kind of need the extra mobility. Just running around with the full backpack is not ideal. So let's manage our cargo. What do I have attached to me? I don't need the PCCA. Or you're going to be back in the backpack. Ladder, blood bag, sure, why not? And then just drop off of the backpack here. so we were a bit fast when we were running around. But yeah, as I was mentioning before, the entirety of Mexico, this whole area is just one big tutorial. Effectively one big tutorial. It almost doesn't feel like a tutorial considering how extensive it is. But it's just really teaching you how the entire game functions until you get to the next continent. There are 4 enemies here. Yeah, and I'll have to be very quick in how I take care of these guys. Because the moment I take care of one, the others are gonna notice. And there's a ladder here left by another player that's still active. Give him a few likes. Not really a lot of hiding spots here. Yeah, and he's directly in the light too. Okay, he saw me. I thought he was looking the other way, but I guess not. Did I try to take care of him? I'm more visible where the light is too, so there is that. Might be going a little too far. Or maybe not. I could probably just go around these ruins and catch up. So I want to take care of the one enemy. It's usually on a ledge around here. If you don't take care of him, he will notice you almost immediately. He's also in a bit of an odd angle. All things considered, I don't think he moves too much. Other than doing the weird stretching exercises. Can I approach you from this side? I can actually. This side feels safer. Okay, now we can systematically take care of the other two one by one. There is a chance that the guard on this side might spot this fellow if he goes out, but I believe since it's night, he might just stick to the same area. Not a lot of terrain I can hide here. I guess the grass here, which will give us a good vantage point. And both of these guys, they move a bit in sync, so I have to be careful. You can kind of hear him mumbling in the distance. Patience, young Padawan, patience. There's this fellow. Yeah, ideally I want to get this guy when that guy's moving the other way. I'm not entirely sure how his patrol route is, because if I take him out now, near the floodlight, this fellow will notice almost immediately.
Get out of my way.
Sam just calling him out too. Yeah, when he moves over here next, this fellow will be moving over the other way and we can safely just sneak behind both of them. I'll have to be quick about it though. Oh no, the other guy saw me. I was still in his sight by the looks of it. That might have been a little too soon. I didn't want to use the gun, but no choice. Even though it kind of seems easy, stealth in this game is a bit more technical than you care to admit. Like, that fellow spotted me from all the way over here. And to be fair, an actual person would kind of see you. Now he's coming to investigate too, that's not a good thing. Yeah, the problem with him coming to investigate is that... And he's coming this way as well. Is that he's gonna notice... Oh, he lost aggro. He's gonna notice the rest of his buddies up there who have been knocked out. Yeah, he noticed the other guy was knocked out. Well, not the most stealth way to do it. We fumbled a bit there at the end, but hey, that's fine. Just come back for the cargo in a bit. Are any of you actually carrying ladders? You are. I'll use this to make a short path down here, so we don't have to go too far. Oh, he actually enters the tent. I can see his path now. It might have been better if I took care of this guy when he goes through the tent. That way neither of the guards on either side would have seen me. No, I only have one ladder. Just out of curiosity, what do these two have? An electric rod and a container repair spray, not what I was looking for. No, we'll take it for now. I think that's all I can also carry. But I don't suppose Or maybe the container has a ladder I can use. Yep, it does. Okay, I'm gonna place the climbing ladder down. And take the second ladder. And the climbing anchor down. I do believe I can connect both ladders to make a makeshift bridge across the river here. Although to be honest, you can kind of cross it. It's very shallow. It's just safer to use the ladders. It feels so different without having any weight to Sam. He moves so fast in comparison. Okay, let's put on a backpack. And actually start picking up the stuff we need. And the stuff we don't necessarily need. A rubber bullet assault rifle. Ceramics. I have a bunch of stuff now. Surprisingly, a lot of it is just very compact, so we're not overweight. Yet, anyway. Yeah, the reason I kind of wanted a ladder over here is just so that we can avoid going through the water while we're carrying the backpack, which is a bit risky, all things considered. No items in this tent, too, which is somewhat surprising. There's a medium item over here, and the extra blood bag. You have to crouch if I want to get in here. Otherwise, the bag's gonna get caught in the entrance.
All designated cargo successfully recovered. Proceed to delivery destination for processing.
Yeah, but before that, can we offload the backpack and secure it with our strand? Makes it a bit more stable. It doesn't make it any less. Wow, okay, I'm carrying a lot. I didn't even realize. And our next destination is also pretty far, so let's map out a route. It's better to just go around, right? Just follow the river up to this point. And then make our way just very slowly on very flat terrain to the distribution center.
Delivery route
Finalized. I'll sprint a bit once we get to flatter terrain, though I feel like I'm a bit unbalanced with our current setup here. It's not exactly safe to be running around when you have yellow terrain like this, which is a bit rocky. will become a bit easier once we get to the C1 distribution, because I believe we unlock our first vehicle at this point. And although it's not the best, it is miles above better than just hoofing it. In the meantime, we can enjoy the nice scenery. And Death Stranding 2 is not lacking in that aspect. Yeah, I think I see the intended road over there. The one we can just run on. Let's keep a scan out as we go too. Right. Time to get into a bit of a sprint, Sam. I don't kind of like doing sprinting while I'm carrying a lot of stuff. But in this game, it is sort of encouraged to do so, just because you're increasing Sam's stats a bit. And an interesting choice of soundtrack here. This area is gonna be copyright claimed as well, very likely. A bit tilty to the right. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's slow down a bit. You kind of need to regain your balance. You know what? I'll carry you on my left hand. That ought to balance this out. Wait a minute, you are extremely heavy. Wow, okay. That's an axle though, and I kind of want to get it. It's a bit of a shame I can't just range these according to tools and everything. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the electric rods because we're not really using them. I don't need the extra climbing anchor. It's still gonna be nowhere enough because it's 60. Yeah, okay. I might just have to give up on this. Or come back for it later if it's still here. Or very slowly crawl.
Everything you ever want is here.
Okay, no. I'll run out of stamina before I reach that. What I can do, however, is let's sprint back to the center, right over there. Wow, it's actually becoming deeper into the night. Yeah, a lot of people wonder why I play this game as well, and I love the original Death Stranding. Because it is, despite the horror elements, a bit of a relaxing game once you get to the general loop of things.
Good evening, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam. Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests. Cairo decontamination in progress. No anomalies detected. Welcome, Sam.
Shit.
Yeah, what I can do now is actually offload my backpack. back here. And now we can very quickly run back and get that cargo. I don't want to miss it because it is an extra large package, and those usually give you a lot of likes for the area. There's also another item over there that I missed. And since we're so light, we can do the double jump as well. Which will give us a bit of speed. I'll have to replace Sam's boots though. And for this. Yeah, just getting this one package has actually increased our weight to almost 80 kgs. That was a bit of an adventure, wasn't it? Just getting the bandit camp at night and then coming back here right in the morning. This is a package that's needed for Ciudad Nudo del Norte, but we'll pick it up as well. I'll max out the entirety of Mexico off stream, but when we're playing and I come across packages on stream, I'll get them as we can. Go along. Yeah, you can sprint even like this. Interesting. I was not aware. Nope. That's also why you don't want to sprint. Wait, no. Can't leave those cargo behind. Now we can deliver everything. This is truly peak mail fiction. Carrying each and every package from the grocery store on one turn.
Almost there.
Deliver and report.
Hola, you're Sam, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo of ours? With those chiral density gauges in our possession, we'll be able to determine where BTs are likely to appear in the future. So, let's get a look at those containers and see if we're good to go. Now that's service. Not a single scratch that I can see. Muchas gracias. Picked this up while you were out and about, huh? Thanks. We really needed it.
Still gonna get me like 1.5 stars. It's never 2 stars.
Absolutely incredible, Porter. Looks like our chiral density gauges are just about good to go. So, let's see what that Cupid of yours can do.
There's a little area we missed. And I think I remember that being an optional area we can connect after this. Benjamin Riviera. Yeah, the artist, the character known as the artist, will live on that mountain area, and we can connect it. Blood grenade. And timefall shelter, which means the next thing they're going to be teaching us about is actually the BTs, or the spirits, in this game.
Displaying your current porter grade.
It's high time we got on the chiral network. Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster now. We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate blood grenades, a kind of anti-BT weapon, and build timefall shelters too. I think you'll find both very useful. The chiral density gauges you brought us have been safely integrated into our systems. We can resume all distribution center operations and get back to business as usual. A lot of lives are gonna be saved thanks to you. This whole area is a chiralium-rich environment, so there's a much higher risk of BTs showing up. We've been coordinating with the research lab nearby, sharing data, etc. All to help develop BT avoidance and elimination solutions. One of the largest void outs ever recorded happened down south, don't forget, giving rise to a massive tar belt. So massive that it completely cut us off from the land beyond. We can't afford to let that kind of tragedy repeat itself here. But between the cargo you've delivered to us and our new connection to the chiral network, I think we got a shot. We're gonna make it through this. So, you probably think timefall shelters are only
I think they
good
can
for
repair it
getting
now as well.
right? Wrong. Our timefall shelters are different, you see. After extensive research and development, we were able to outfit them with a system that disperses a BT repellent fluid.
Oh, is
So
that the
if you've
case?
got one on your tail and it's about to grab you, these shelters are the perfect way out. Only downside is that the repellent has a limited supply, so make sure you don't run low. It has other perks too. The shelter can purify timefall and convert it into drinkable water, allowing you to top up your canteen on the go. We've posted an aid request so you can fabricate a shelter to see how it works. Researchers at other facilities are also in the process of looking into how various structures might be improved. As you expand chiral network coverage, we'll be able to share information and coordinate our efforts more effectively. And I'm sure we will all make even faster progress as a result. So keep on doing what you do and linking up places for us.
Keep on keeping on, as the game likes to say. What's a blood grenade?
It's one of the fruits of our joint effort with the lab to develop anti-BT tech. Up until now, our primary weapons against these entities have been created with the blood of doom sufferers. And so, production is wholly reliant upon regular donations from rare individuals like yourself. Securing a stable supply has been difficult. Though you'd know all about that, given your experiences with the UCA. But this weapon utilizes synthetic blood with all the same anti-BT properties. Derived from samples taken from doom sufferers, it can be produced at scale to meet demand. And despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be more potent than the genuine article. So you can think of our new weapon as a more full-blooded version of the hematic grenade it replaces. In any case, we won't need to ask you for your blood ever again, so rest easy. If you want to test it out, we have some training facilities here at the distribution center. Feel free to access the delivery terminal and give them a try.
Yeah, so for those not in the know or not aware of what's happening here, in the original game, how you sort of dealt with the BTs, the spirits in this world, is that you created weapons from various fluids of doom sufferers, people with the ability to detect these supernatural entities, right? And one of those things was a grenade which dispersed the blood of those individuals. In Death Stranding 1, you had to donate blood on a regular basis to make these grenades, or rather, once you come out of a situation, your blood is sort of accumulated in the shower, and that can be converted into a blood grenade. Now they're basically saying that, hey, we made a synthetic version of that same grenade, so you don't have to donate your blood anymore. and it's a lot more potent. And yeah, I'll explain timefall shelters and BTs more as we get to the next area, because again, the entirety of Mexico is just one big tutorial, and the next tutorial will be teaching you how to deal with the spirits that are in this game, at least the basic ones.
By the way, you're planning to visit the research lab, yeah? You'll have to pass through some dangerous territory then. We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so you might not want to leave right away. And let's not forget that you just tackled one of our toughest orders on record. Tell you what, we got a nice private room here that you can use to catch your breath. We'll get started on prepping the cargo for your next run in the meantime.
Yep. And again, once you reach a new node, you're essentially given a bit of a cutscene at the private room, where you can rest up, recover your stamina, do some more training, because I believe you do get some more training here as well. Or challenges, maybe, one or the other.
Gate quake detected. Please seek shelter immediately.
And this is a thing for with Sam, that when supernatural stuff is happening, he can't directly see them,
Are you okay?
but he can kind of feel them with goosebumps and the likes.
It's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order.
And that's basically their way of saying that, hey, you might have a few things that you need to do on the next one, so make sure you're prepared. I'm kind of checking the training, but I feel like there really won't be anything new. There is thrown weapon stuff, because we got the blood grenade. And this is basically your tutorial for how to use the blood grenade. So I'll hop in here real quick, take a shower, recover his stamina, and then head to the next point. Like, I want to get the vehicle as soon as we can, because that would make running around the Mexico area a lot easier. I also kind of dig the music they have for this training. It's not a particularly difficult training, all things considered, because it's not timed. And funny thing is, if you step a little too close to it, Sam will actually be covered in the blood. Oh, that was a bad timing. Could have probably angled that a bit. There's one more target I missed. Oh, it's probably one of those in the windows, right? And that's the ones I usually always miss. No? Okay, where are you? There we go. That's over there. Yeah, this one is basically teaching you that, hey, if you hold down R2, you can make a long throw. Oh, okay. Surprisingly didn't crash into the corner. Yeah, you can see that Sam's sort of covered in blood because I ran through that mist. Thankfully, it's only virtual blood. And I believe that's the entirety of the Porter Fundamentals program. After this, we're gonna get a few challenges. And you're probably gonna get those challenges after we deal with the very first boss, or maybe before. It's one or the other. Don't quite remember exactly. We actually got a message and I just went in. You know, I should have drunk the tea before I got in here. I don't think Sam was suffering from any sunburn this time, so... We just had a gate quake over here. Is everything okay where you are? A bit more shaking than usual, but no harm done. Lou's playing happily like it never happened. You're close to the lab now, right? Keep at it, Sam. Customized backpack. Oh, it's probably the new patch I got. Because it's really not the patch you're worried about. It's like later on you're gonna get items that help you carry stuff more efficiently or move more efficiently. It's really those that you want around. But for now, let's drink all our drinks, eat a cryptobite to satiate Sam's hunger. It's kind of weird just hearing the crunch that cryptobite makes. It almost sounds very nutty, right? Like he's crunching down a nut of some sort. Yeah, I think that might actually be the sound effect they're using for the cryptobite eating thing. And one last drink also. Let me go check the door, Chris. I hear someone. Be right back. All right. And back, got myself some water and a bit of a drink. Honestly, seeing Sam take a sip of the cans each time just makes me want to have one myself. And now, I believe we can actually go out. Change screen image. And the funny part about it is that for just a second there, right? For just a second, I believe no one readers will kind of look at the character, look at the player. Right, I need to head over here to go back up. Bit of a different layout from the original Death Stranding.
Departing facility.
Still have all the stuff I had on hand. I should probably store some of this nonsense.
Sam, we've got a situation. The delivery for the research lab is ready for transport, but the chiral density is higher than anticipated. This may be due to the gatequake just now, but we've identified a new BT area in the vicinity of the lab. However, we have no BB pods on hand. I know you've got dooms, but without a pod, you're gonna struggle to determine exactly where the BTs are.
Don't worry. If I can get close enough, I should be able to see them. Seems like my dooms level or whatever went up at some point. Steer me in the right direction. I can take care of the rest.
Oh yeah? That's awesome. By the way, we finished a preliminary assessment of the BTs detected in the vicinity of the research lab. And we've prepared some weapons that should be effective against them. You're a pro. I know you can handle this.
But yeah, this is also a bit of a change from the original Death Stranding 1. In Death Stranding 1, you needed a BB, or what they call a bridge baby. Basically, a special type of baby that's in a pod that's attached to you in between life and death that can see these other spirits. But now in Death Stranding 2, Sam no longer needs it. Lou was that baby in Death Stranding 1. And at the end, we somehow managed to free Lou from that pod, and Sam sort of ran away with Lou and has been hiding from the original organization ever since then. Because at the end, that organization was like, you need to dispose of that bridge baby, or rather Lou. And Sam didn't want to do it. So he takes Lou, who's miraculously survives getting outside of her pod, and then manages to live over here until we get to the events of Death Stranding 2. But yeah, anyway, in this game, Sam can actually see the spirits just when they are near him.
According to our initial survey, you can expect to encounter gazers in the field. If you make contact with a gazer, then another type of BT, a hunter, will emerge from the tar and try to capture you. If they succeed in this, you'll come face to face with a massive BT known as a catcher. Now, you don't want to ever let a catcher consume you. It'll trigger a void out, obliterating the surrounding area and everyone in it. And when the dust settles, it'll only be a giant crater. So make sure to escape the catcher before that happens, or use the weapons at your disposal to eliminate it.
And yeah, that is a mechanic in game. If you get caught by a giant BT, so the way the spirits in this game work is that in a bit of a gameplay contrivance, the normal spirits you see are called gazers. They're looking out for humans and other physical objects, right? So they look for humans, they find a human, they latch onto one, and then they'll drag you to another. As soon as they see you, they'll call out what is known as a hunter spirit. And once that hunter catches you, it'll bring out a massive boss spirit. And if you die to that boss, that entire area in-game becomes a crater. And you kind of want to avoid that. I do believe there are a couple of unique cutscenes in Death Stranding 1 for doing that, but I've never triggered it.
We've issued you a number of blood grenades. They use an active agent based on compounds derived from the blood and bodily fluids of Doom sufferers, making them highly effective against BTs. You can practice using them in VR training. If you'd like to try them out, just access the delivery terminal to get started. Your other weapons won't do any damage to BTs. Shoot them all you like. They won't die. Make sure you're well prepared. All right, go ahead and pick up your next main order. I'll brief you on the details while you check your map.
It's rather this guy kind of looks like a friend I know as well. But yeah, let me very quickly store some of these stuff that we don't need. Special alloys, chemicals, all the materials which are on main. Because we kind of want to go in somewhat light here. I'll also recycle these transporter boots and get a new one. Well, I think I have a new one, just slightly damaged, so we don't need to make. Yeah, I got a bunch of packages for the other area. No wonder I am a bit overloaded, because we are carrying all this stuff. I'll take... I'll probably take... The only thing I'll be taking will be the container repair spray. I don't feel like we need anything else. We already kind of have a blood bag. Store that one PCC as well as a sedative. No need for you. Or you. No, I'll carry you around just in case. Yeah, just put these in the locker for later. I'll have to deliver them to the other locations, and now we'll be very... Wait a minute, before I do that, let me check the extra order they have, the aid request. Yeah, we are kind of heading in that direction. I do believe that's where the BT is, so I'll need one PCC to build that. There's a marker over there.
All right, Sam. You good to go? The new BT area we've identified is located in these ruins. If we don't do anything about it, eventually someone's gonna trigger a void out. So to prevent that, we need to neutralize all the BTs in this area. There's no shortage of collapsed buildings and hiding spots there, and the timefall isn't letting up anytime soon either. Since you'll also have cargo for the research lab with you, take care not to let it get damaged by the timefall or in any fights with BTs. An aid request for a timefall shelter was registered in that vicinity. If you build one near that spot, you can use it to escape any BTs that may be pursuing you. And if you stash your backpack in a timefall shelter, you can rest easy knowing your cargo's safe from the rain and devote your full attention to dealing with any threats. So if you got room to carry a little extra, consider requisitioning a PCC and taking it along with you so you can fabricate a shelter for added peace of mind. You're the only one we can count on. Don't let us down.
But yeah, as you can see, this is not a thing they did in the original Death Stranding, right? You sort of had to think by yourself and kind of figure out how you wanted to deal with BTs yourself. But now they're like very handholdy. I'm not sure I actually like that, but considering how popular Death Stranding got after the first game, I sort of understand why they're trying to explain it for all the new players that, hey, you're going to be facing off against ghosts or spirits or BTs. You better do this if you want to be safe. Well, usually we kind of figured that out by ourselves before. So let me very quickly prepare a route for myself after I delete the existing marker. It's a bit of a rough terrain, so we can't quite go directly that way. I guess I can climb up here. It's one route we can take. So from the distribution center, we'll head down this path over here. And
Commencing route creation.
yeah, I'll try climbing up this way just because I feel like that might be a good way to improve Sam's stats.
Delivery route finalized.
And we're getting a bunch of free blood grenades as well as the prototype that we're going to deliver so that we can get weapons to deal with actual enemies. Yeah, this seems like a good setup, all things considered. Rather than the ladder... Okay, we'll carry the ladder too. Honestly, rather than the ladder, what I kind of need is a climbing anchor. But climbing anchors are more beneficial when you're going down, not when you're going up. Okay, this seems light and good enough. We'll be fine. Let's head out.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Arrange everything so it's comfortable for Sam, and put on the other boots I have. A fresh pair of boots. Because managing that is a thing. If you don't, Sam's actually gonna injure his feet. Yeah, if you're wondering, these other signs and stickers are placed by other players, and they kind of provide you with different benefits. I believe this one increases your stamina a bit so that you can hang out a bit more. Once you get to the colder areas or the hotter areas, you really kind of want to have those signs around because it will allow you to cool down or heat up, depending. Yeah, and there was a good idea for me to get that container repair spray too. Because it's raining. And you know how it is with rain in this game. It's raining, everything's veering and tearing down. Once we get to the route, we'll make a sprint and try to climb up as soon as we can. Avoid the rain at all costs. It's probably raining too, just because there's an increased activity of BTs, right? That's a bit of a thing too. Oh, what am I doing? I'm still a bit more used to playing other games, which is why I'm pressing wrong buttons here. Okay, a medium-sized package. To the location we're looking for. And some chiral crystals, we'll pick those up. And you usually get this music when you're entering or getting closer to areas with BD activity. In case it wasn't too obvious already. Thankfully, no large boulders are rolling down towards us, so pretty safe, all things considered. Oh, come on, there's a package down there. I'll go for it after we deal with the BTs, because once we deal with the BTs, I believe the weather will change. Not exactly the time to be liking a sign, but hey, we'll do it. Yeah, and if you're wondering why I'm constantly pinging, I'm looking at the terrain for anything yellow or red, because if we go across them, it will make Sam tripped. And yeah, that's basically your sign that, hey, something weird's happening. Somebody's built a watchtower here too, which is a pretty smart idea, all things considered. Because you can use the watchtower to map out BDs as well, I believe. Let me give you a like. Or at least I think you can. I never used it. Sam. There we go. You can use the watchtower to map out things you can find, just not BTs. Which is why it's a bit odd to have that watchtower built by another player in the vicinity. Alright, time to go deal with the spirits of the dead as soon as we build a shelter over here. And these shelters will protect you from the rain that deteriorates your cargo, as well as repair any of your cargo that you're carrying. So what I'm going to do is enter into cargo management, equip all my blood grenades, and leave the rest behind here. I don't think we need too much. Yeah, okay. I'll place you in the backpack, as well as the prototype units. Yeah, this will make us extremely light. And leave the backpack here while we go deal with the ghosts. It looks like you built a timefall shelter. Nice. Now, timefall shelters are good for more than just keeping dry. You know, they help repair your containers with a protective spray, and it can even keep BTs at bay. Yeah, the game just making doubly sure that anyone new to the series knows what they're doing. But now I'm basically looking for, yeah, the ghosts over there. Our objective is to eliminate them. And the other spirits will sort of react to noise as well, because you can see the other guy over there. And a good way for you to find out where they are is just by looking at the sky, because if you see those strands over there, there's a good chance that another spirit or BT is in the vicinity. Not entirely sure if he's looking directly at me. Quite a scream. Maybe I should lower the audio here a bit. Okay, I see the strand over there, but I don't see... Okay, wait, there you are. He's coming to check on the screaming by his compatriot. Is that all of them? Don't think so. Well, there's one very nearby. I see the strand, but where is it connected at? Oh. It's right there. Sneaky. Oh, I walked into the blood. Forgot that was a thing. Oh, there's still a lot around here. I swear I remember doing this and it was only like 5 that you had to take care of. This one also is floating way, way high. He didn't even hear his buddy dying over there. If someone did, though. No wonder you didn't hear it. You're way, way over there. You're like really far away. I should be doing a long throw against you. Alley-oop. There we go. Now that the ghosts are dealt with, I believe the rain should stop. Oh no, there's one more. I can hear you moving. Oh no, this one cleared.
Has fallen to within normal range. BT threat neutralized. Please deliver your cargo to the research lab. You are too far away from your cargo.
I am aware, game. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just getting a couple of packages. We'll have to get our backpack if we want to get all the stuff in this area. Usually you can find a lot of items that are needed to be delivered in this BT area. But we're not going to be carrying anything without our backpack. Yeah, no ghosts, just a nice hike in the middle of nowhere. Okay, let's see. We have a cuddly toy duck, some tar eruption samples, and I feel like there were also some medicine around here that we can deliver. No, just more tar eruption samples. I don't think I can even carry both of those together because they are extra large packages. This one's a medium, surprisingly. You'd think a toy duck would be a small package, not a medium one. Okay, which one's closer? Can't actually tell. Now let's head this way. I'm also thinking something else by the sounds of it. Oh, it's the location that I need to go. Yeah, the problem with picking up the extra large packages is that they are extremely heavy. It slows down Sam and makes navigating the terrain a bit more difficult. But they do give you the most amount of stuff, so there is that.
God damn, dude.
Like, even Sam's annoyed that I'm having to explain everything. You don't need to pick up these up. I'm just taking them. They're essentially waste. And wow, you can kind of see where the spirits were before. It's been highlighted for us.
Is that a path?
A bit new. I don't recall ever seeing the creepy glowing red handprints. Oh, there's the item I was looking for, the medium one. I feel like I might actually be like really close to my weight limit. No, we'll try to get that package too, because they're all for the physics research lab where we're going to. It's a bit out of the way though. If the terrain is not too rough, Sam can probably make a nice sprint towards it. Let's keep checking in the terrain as we go along. I don't want him to fall over. And yeah, whoa, calm down, Sam. You're leaning a bit to the left there. And yeah, this is one of the reasons why the game is, despite being like, or rather having horror elements, it's a pretty relaxing romp because you're essentially delivering packages and hiking across these areas to very nice music tracks. Although they're all scripted, unfortunately. So if you're doing this non-stop, you won't be hearing them over and over. Whoa, okay, calm down. And yeah, you're sort of battling the terrain when you're moving as Sam. Honestly, I really hate forcing Sam to sprint. It kind of makes me feel bad for him, but this game does reward you for doing it by increasing your stats. So there is that. Clear night sky, moon in the distance. Great day for a hike, Sam. And we're almost to the research lab where we can meet Deadman. And after that, we can get you a vehicle, which will make things a lot easier. Alex Featherstone. Why do I feel like I've heard that name before? Alright, wasn't Alex... Yeah, Alex was the guy in Death Stranding 1.
ID confirmed.
He was the NPC in the weather connection area. Weather satellite area.
Your orders and requests.
There we go. Deliver and report. That was surprisingly quick. I think the first time I played this section, I took a very long time to do this, but that was really, really quick.
Long time no see, Sam. Though, having said that, I realize you probably don't recognize me like this. Anyway, why don't you let me take a look at your orders? Would you look at that? I knew we were right to call on you. Oh, picked up some lost cargo, I see. Should be a nice surprise for someone.
did you show? Reliable as ever. A man you can count on.
And that's what they all say.
We're ready for you to link us up with your Cupid. Once you do, you'll have fulfilled your objective of bringing the entirety of Mexico onto the chiral network.
So you say, but I know there's a separate NPC here that we can still connect to improve our range. Former Geophysics Research Lab. Okay. Yeah, very direct route. And you can actually see the portal that's going to lead us to the next continent on the lower left, right next to my tuber avatar right there. That's where we need to go at the end after we're done with this area and where the game actually really starts. This whole area, the entirety of Mexico, is just one big tutorial again, just to teach you everything.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Yeah, mover.
So, Sam, don't suppose you remember who I am? The name's Alex. I used to work at the weather station back in the
I
UCA.
do remember you,
I
Alex.
was a Bridges employee, reporting directly to Deadman. So, when I was offered the opportunity to collaborate with him here, studying the Death Stranding and BTs, I jumped at the chance. And here I am. And now, you're here too. You actually couldn't have come at a better time. Shortly before your arrival, chiral density levels started to climb, hitting significantly higher ranges than before. This kind of spike is indicative of an imminent giant BT appearance. I've shared with you some MP bullets that should be very effective against BTs. Because if a giant BT is on the way, then we're gonna need you to put it down.
So yeah, ideally when you're playing this game, you never want to run into the giant BTs or the giant spirits, right? That only happens if you get caught by the smaller humanoid ones that are haunting the area. But in a bit of a contrivance, they actually force you to fight one just so that you are a bit familiar with the concept. And that's what's going to be next.
Chiral density levels in this region have been fluctuating wildly. We've been seeing a lot of gatequakes and seismic activity as well. It's almost certainly related to recent shifts in the tar currents. Our analysis of these anomalies has led us to believe that the arrival of a giant BT is all but imminent. What the data doesn't tell us is exactly where it might appear. Our chiral monitoring equipment just wasn't precise enough to zero in. Now that you've connected us to the network, though, we should be able to make more accurate predictions. We seriously owe you.
And as it turns out, it will appear right outside this place.
Well, the delivery you were kind enough to bring us contained a shipment of MP bullets that have anti-BT properties. This ammunition will turn your average assault rifle into a BT killing machine. You can also fabricate blood grenades if you want to keep a few on hand. Before you head back out, review your options and requisition any weapons you think you might need. We've set aside a ton of extra materials just for this purpose.
And yeah, again, they're making sure you're ready and prepared for the boss fight, just because this is all one big tutorial.
It's hard to know when this giant BT is going to appear. So for now, you should rest up in your private room and prepare for a potential fight. That's both mine and Deadman's recommendation. We'll keep you posted, Sam.
Like, the shower cutscene is slightly different if you have blood on your face. And I believe we'll have a bit of an encounter with Dead Man here, though our conversation will be interrupted.
You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget.
He's a hologram.
Steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and plate gates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt.
Yeah, and also kind of making sure you understand what's going on with the world at large. Because of the phenomenon that's happening in Death Stranding 2, a lot of the world is disconnected, and now they're sort of explaining why, that, hey, we haven't been able to connect because there's this giant lake of tar to the south, and Deadman is sort of providing you the reasoning here.
And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites.
It's a very Deadman explanation right here.
A variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean.
Yeah, the phenomenon that has happened to the whole world is called Death Stranding. That is where the world of the living and the world of the dead have sort of intersected. And so you have all this weirdness happening with the BTs, the spirits crossing over. But in addition to that, it's rendered most normal electronics ineffective. And so these researchers, what they were trying to do was try to gather more data by launching satellites or rockets up into the atmosphere. Unfortunately, chiralium, which is sort of the MacGuffin material in this game that's caused by the intersection, that has appeared by the intersection of both the world of the living and the dead, there's a layer of chiral dust in the atmosphere that renders any satellites and anything they're launching up there useless. And so they try ships.
Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink.
So when they tried to contact the other coordinate, they couldn't go by sea either.
Doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a plate gate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself.
Yeah, going back to the original Death Stranding one again, because the whole world was disconnected due to the intersection of the living and the dead, they had to reconnect it back again, and that was what Sam did in Death Stranding 1. You were reconnecting it to this special network called the chiral network that sort of relied on sending data to through the land of the dead, or the intersection between land and dead, the land of the dead and the land of the living, where time flows very weirdly, right? I think it says it flows very slowly, but point being, because time barely moves there, all the data that's being processing and sent is sent immediately, which makes it a great sort of network infrastructure to use. And that's the new network that we've been establishing. Like, imagine your current internet, but at like 1,000 times the speed, or like in an infinity amount of times the speed. That's basically what the chiral network is.
What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers
somehow-
only installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area.
Sam connecting the network has resulted in this
Marsupials. Yes, the kind you wouldn't
Gate
expect to normally encounter
appearing
in
here.
Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the southern hemisphere.
It's such good framing
Not
the game
long
has.
after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived.
Yeah, all this to say that we have a gate that transports you to Australia.
The Death Stranding 2. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
And coincidentally,
Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside.
the gigantic spirit that we were talking about
Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need.
drops in at that exact moment of the recording. Wait, I should not be going into test weapons. I actually wanted to go out. This is not a situation where we can be training. And funny enough, the VR training room actually has the alert thing to go to surface.
Manifestation imminent. Access the delivery terminal to make preparations for combat.
You know, I had a very funny conversation with a friend of mine in this little area. So he got to this point in the game, and then he's suddenly messaging me like, how do I get out of here? He was saying the door is closed. I can't get out. And he's telling me that he's tried everything, and I'm telling him that the door's open, just walk out. And he's basically telling me he's tried, it's not opening, it's closed. As you can see, it's closed. What he didn't realize was I was referring to this giant door. And apparently, for some reason, he thought there was a force shield on it, and he didn't actually bother walking out from this very giant door. he kept running around here for a good 30 minutes and wondering why he couldn't move out. It was a bit of a funny story for me, to be honest, because it's very obvious that there's a giant gate over there. But yeah, we're gonna make some weapons. Oh, at least I thought I was, but apparently not. I'll put you. Okay, on storage, because we don't need you at the moment. Recycle some of the stuff that I don't need as well. Especially these used items over here. And then make sure... You know, I thought... Yeah, okay, this should be effective against the giant enemy as well. I'm gonna make like 3 of these. Just in case. Do I even have enough materials for this? I do, actually. And 1 more blood bag. And probably an extra grenade case, just in case. And I'm over preparing, but we'll see what happens. Make sure everything's nice and steady so that Sam can move out. Equip the gun because we'll be firing almost immediately. And let me take a very small break while I put away these bottles and my cup of coffee. And I'll be right back so we can deal with this large boss. Be right back. Right, there we go. Just like Sam, I needed a bit of prep time before we deal with the giant BT. But yeah, I'm okay with dealing with human enemies and spirits, but I'm not so okay with dealing with the giant nightmares that we're gonna face in a second. So expect to see me get hit a lot and die a lot. But this is essentially what happens if you get caught by the smaller BTs that hang around. You'll have to fight one of these things, or a variation of one of these things. So let me lower the volume here because it's a bit of an action sequence. So if you're a careful enough player, you can pretty much avoid having to fight these giant monsters, except for this very scripted one and whatever else that's scripted. Interestingly enough, it kind of sounds like a whale too. I've forgotten how to reload. Thank you. You're not reloading. Oh my god. He's using cars against me. Yikes. Yeah. Sam? We really shouldn't be eaten by that thing. I ran out of bullets, that's why I couldn't reload. Where'd you go now? Okay. And occasionally other players' ghosts will appear to help you. Ow. Although I'm not doing a very good job. Let's equip a grenade here and just chuck them all as much as we can. And it's not a boss fight if you don't have the creepy chanting in the background. Yeah, I'm glad I brought enough guns, because that was the second weapon just to run out of bullets. Now, which is probably why this ghost appeared to give me this, an extra gun. What are you doing? Oh my god. I'll take that. You are very far though. Not hitting his weak point. Okay. You can see the other player's spirits that's going in there. It's even possible for you to be hit by one of the rocks. Oh, do I not have a weapon? Is that what's happening? Thank you, Mr. JB, whoever you are. I was being flooded by whatever this is. Can't even see anything. Grenade time? I believe that's the end of that BT. Or is it? It actually is. Well, I actually got an S rank on that one. I don't remember getting that before.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Oh, this is gonna give me a bunch of combat. Yep.
Sam, this is Alex. You did it! We've confirmed the chiral crystallization of the giant BT. Local chiral density is already dropping fast. I think we can all rest easy for now. You've saved a lot of lives by killing that monstrosity. We won't forget that. Head to the research lab's private room and take a break. You've earned it.
Seriously. Let's take a little drink here, Sam. I think you definitely deserve a bit of a swig. Restore our stamina. Pick up all the chiral crystals that have been left behind. A bit of a shame that I can't actually like the players who helped me after the instance is finished. Because again, this is very much a connected game. So other players' structures, other players' items, they are constantly being fed to me to help me in my own journey. And it's a bit of a different experience too. Originally, when I got the game and played this section of it, it was very new, right? So not many players were established and around the area. Because of that, you didn't get as much help. But now I'm constantly being rewarded by structures and items, making for a bit of an easier ride than before. Right, back to the geophysics lab, which is over there. Yeah, the green items are all items from other players, if you're wondering. Items donated by other players. The rest is just stuff. And let me very quickly offload this cargo and bind it so that we can run around a bit easier. Just tie down the cargo. And that structure over there is won by a player as well. Though for some reason his name is changed to a number. So not sure what's happening there. You know, I should probably use one of my climbing anchors here, so that we have a way to just climb up immediately. But there's a player climbing anchor over there. And a package we can deliver, so we might as well get it. Let's go a bit carefully over the rocks. Yeah, a bit of an odd place to have a climbing anchor. from the player, but I'm not complaining. I guess they're following the established route over there. I usually use it for vehicles.
Gotta work on those core muscles.
I hear you, Sam. A bit of a stamina boost from a player. I'll give you a few likes. A very stealth-focused player by the looks of it. And how his star has developed. So a bit of a wasted anchor here, my friend. Like, I feel like it would have been a lot easier if it was in a rocky terrain.
Have more faith in yourself.
Yeah, I'm liking... Oh, now here's an anchor we can use to get without losing stamina too much. Even... Oh, okay, never mind. It's a Chinese name. I saw it as blocks as a few moments ago, and I was wondering what was happening.
Buen dia, Sam. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure thing.
I want you to know that we appreciate it. Perhaps you should take a break.
Yeah, but before we do that, let's actually offload all this cargo we just found.
Hey, Sam. I've been waiting. Stuff goes missing all the time, but it looks like today is our lucky day.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I gotta say, Sam, you're looking pretty beat. You know you can borrow the private. Don't kill yourself for our sakes.
You just asked me to go fight a giant monster.
Well done.
I think you did ask me to kill myself for your sake. Okay, let's recycle the empty stuff we have. Yeah, 3 guns, and we ended up using all of them. Though we got a bunch more. I'll recycle that as well. And I'll get rid of this as well, because I kind of don't need it. And let's store everything else for now. I'll decide what we're going to carry when I know what we're doing next. It should be after the cutscene. Wait, nope, not recycle. Oh my god, that was close. I wanted to store it. Like, if all else fails, I'll probably donate some of these items for other players to pick up here. Because newer players will probably be coming in here and they'll need the weapons to fight that creature. Now look at him all covered in mud and debris and blood. And taking a very well-deserved shower after that.
As I said before, there's something I need to tell you. It's about Lou. You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging into BB-28's past. That is, Lou's. I found the BB decommissioning records. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
That's BB-28?
This is the child officially identified as BB-28. But if you look closer, Sam, you see at once that it can't possibly be Lou.
Because it doesn't have the
Right
birthmark.
there at the elbow, where the birthmark should be. Nothing. Which means we have another BB-28 on our hands. The one with whom you memorably went west and back not so long ago. That is Lou. Per regulations, the serial number assigned to each BB was unique. No two units should have ever been assigned the same one. I've cross-checked the details with the most up-to-date entries in the UCA database. And indeed, there is no reason to believe BB-28 survived. All of which can only mean, Sam, that the bridge baby you carried with you on your journey across America, Lou, was never recorded in the official database. So, where then did Lou come from? Right now, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, this is the mystery I don't quite know as well.
Sounds, this could actually
Like,
lead to
who
your-
Lou is.
Since it's functionally impossible for the UCA or Bridges to track a BB of which they have no record. Which is lucky because if they did know about a BB that could live and grow outside the pod, they'd want to secure it for study. So take comfort in the knowledge that they don't, that you're free, that you can bring up Lou in peace. How is it, by the way? The two of you living as a family. Right. I have gifts for you. A few things to take back home. An assortment of vaccines to be administered as your child grows up. We want Lou to live a long and healthy life. And it's natural for children to be afraid of shots. Maybe this will help put Lou's mind at ease. A token of my affection. You can collect it via the delivery terminal when you leave. I wonder how big Lou will get. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. As you know, everyone is meant to go to their own beach when they die. But unlike most people, I wasn't born from a mother. I was born from an artificial womb.
So, to explain the context behind Dead Man a bit, right? It's in the name, basically. Dead Man was created artificially. According to the lore of Death Stranding, each and every person has a beach, or rather a special world where they pass on to before they go on to the realm of the dead, right? But Dead Man, being artificial, he doesn't have a beach, and that's always bothered him. He's always thought that he wasn't human, that he was something weird and an anomaly of sorts, so he was very bothered by it. So for the most part, Dead Man spent ages just researching as to why that was the case, and we're kind of getting the closure to it here, I guess.
Transplants provided the organs I never had. I was incomplete and had no beach, I believed. But I wasn't about to accept that. I went back home to study the Ha and Ka.
Another bit of a confusing term, but the Ha and Ka are basically Egyptian terms for the body and the soul, right? After the Death Stranding, dead came to be defined as the separation of a person's Ha from their Ka. It is said that this understanding of life and death was already commonplace in ancient Egypt, where it was believed that even as the body wasted away, the soul lived on forever. Egyptian practices of mummification and preserving corpses in sarcophagi were done in the hope of allowing the dead to live on in the next world. Following the Death Stranding, however, it has become necessary to dispose of a body once soul has left it, usually by incineration. If this is not done, the departed soul may return to this world in the form of a BT or a spirit. It is believed that this is due to the Death Stranding altering the balance between the worlds of the living and the dead and unbalancing our relationship with the beach. Not really explaining what Ha and Ka is, but you can think of Ha and Ka as basically the body and the soul, right? Now, we have a similar concept in the Maldives that's kind of borrowed from Arabic as well. We have the physical body, which we don't really have a term for, and we have the soul, which we refer to as a ruh. A term you might be familiar with if you watched the Magi anime.
And the beach. I threw myself into my work, Sam. I tried. But I think I've done all that I can. In the end, I'm still a patchwork Frankenstein's monster. One that's just about worn out. As a doctor, I can tell you, I don't have long left. So I've devoted my remaining time to research. That's why I'm here, Sam. Where I can focus on the beach. There's so much data here, Sam. On beach formation, jumping via beaches, the relationship between the beach and plate gates. All the evidence you could ever wish for. Not enough to solve every mystery, perhaps, but enough for me to make an incredible personal discovery. That I have a beach after all. It doesn't matter how I was born. I have lived as a human. And thus do I possess a beach like any other. I am not a machine, but a person with a Ha and a Ka and a beach to go with them. Lastly, I have a confession for you, along with a heartfelt apology. I told you once that I didn't have dooms. But that's not actually true. Not that I was lying, you understand. I just didn't know. It was only after I found my beach that I realized. Chiral allergic reaction. I can feel it getting closer. I'm off to the beach, Sam. To my beach. Take care of yourself.
And yeah, if you're not familiar with this, it might not be obvious, but what he's basically saying is I'm about to die. Because the beach is your last stop, basically, the in-between before you pass on to the land of the dead. And Sam's happy for his friend because he's always been worried that he's not human, but that kind of proves he is, right?
Did you know about this?
No. It's news to me, too. I'm sorry that man is gone. But he would have been pleased that you managed to extend the UCA network all the way to his lab. Thank you, Sam.
I guess I'm homeward bound.
Missing little Lou that badly?
You know I am.
Come on back, Sam. Lou misses you too.
Yep. And now, after connecting the entirety of Mexico, you sort of have free reign to do whatever you want. At this point, it's usually a good idea to start doing the side quests or making sure you increase your relationship with all the other facilities, because that actually helps quite a bit. And I believe you might even have a few more training stuff that I can do now. well, rather trading stuff. It's more like challenges, or the challenges might appear a bit later. Yeah, it's a bit later. So let's grab ourselves some drinks, a little food, a nutty cryptobite over there. My friends are doing much better thanks to those remote medical units. We got a lot of older people living here, so they're going to be really helpful. The chiral network is a gift that keeps on giving. I checked my baby as well. It stopped growing, but it seems to be doing well in there. Yeah, this is a thing with the Death Stranding stuff, like the stillborn fetuses. They stop growing at 7 months, and no one's exactly sure why it's happening. But the growing assumption is that because the land of the living and the dead are connected, that a newborn child is sort of stuck in between as well. It's a weird situation, and hopefully as the story goes on, they'll answer that too. And the chiral network is nothing short of miraculous, and it's all thanks to that Porter guy. But yeah, basically, they kind of got it thanks to Sam helping out. And I'm gonna eat here, get our stamina, take another shower, and then we'll go out back to Lou. I do believe this is also where the game rewards you with the vehicle, so you can do a lot of the other stuff a lot more quickly. There'll be a lot of side quests to do, so I'll probably be side questing for the rest of the night. Probably up until that, right? And I know I keep mentioning this, it's a very slow game. A relaxing game for me, even though there are horror elements. But I can totally understand if no one wants to watch this. It's really an experience for yourself, not one to be watched vicariously. Yeah, we're drinking all the chiral tea to get us some extra stamina. There we go. A good shower is always nice. I can customize my backpack and my... You know what? We'll do that later. Because I still don't think it's going to give us anything useful. It's probably another patch. Which is just decorative. Yep. Let's go back outside and continue on.
Hey, Sam. About that message Deadman left for you. I hope you understand that he wanted to tell you all that himself. He didn't want it to come from me or anyone else. Naturally, we respected his wishes. We'll also be carrying on his research in his stead. I'm sure you will, but please take care of that last order he left for you. On another note, you can now use your PCC to construct generators and bridges. Build them along your delivery routes, and you're sure to make a ton of other porters very happy. Trust me. Who knows? They might end up returning the favor someday, too. Also, you can now fabricate tri-cruisers, trikes with 2 front wheels. You'll be able to build, charge, or repair tri-cruisers at any facility with a garage. Like this one. It's a battery-powered vehicle, so if you run out of juice in the wild, you can always construct a generator to recharge it. Just be careful not to run out of battery when you're outside network coverage. You can only use your PCC to build generators or any other structures when you've got a network connection. So without coverage, You'll either have to ditch a dead tri-cruiser or wait forever and a day for the solar panels to recharge it. Once again, thank you for linking up all of Mexico, Sam. Be safe out there, and pay us a visit the next time you're close.
Will do. Will do.
Sam, I just reviewed the list of UCA associates. You can rest easy. Any data concerning your life on the run has been erased. So once you've taken care of Deadman's final request, you can come straight home. Access the terminal on site for the details. I'll take care of Lou. Just focus on the job.
Delivery present for Lou. And we'll be going all the way back to Sam's shelter. It's a long way away. But it's going to take a while for me to actually get there. I know this area can be connected. There's an NPC over here that we can help. And I'll probably get that side quest from either this location or the location down here.
This custom cargo container is designed to be attached directly to your chest. The words, "For Lou," are written on it. Tri-cruisers are now available for fabrication.
Yeah, I want to make a vehicle almost immediately. The tri-cruiser. And let's give it a dark blue, dark black, because that's the one that I like best. Unfortunately, they do not have green, which is my preferred color. I guess we can go with olive, that's okay. Not exactly the nicest looking decal. Bridges, fragile, order. And let's manage some of our cargo too. Head out. Yeah, having this will make getting around a lot easier, because now the entirety of Mexico is open to us, and you really want to upgrade the facilities before you go on, because you get a ton of useful items. I'm also share some of my cargo with other players, including the majority of the blood bags. I'll keep a couple for myself. The many assault rifles I have, because I don't usually end up using those. One blood grenade I already have. You know what, let's just... Yeah. You know what? I'll give this one.
Thank you for your cooperation. All contributions are welcome.
Let's take out a container repair spray, as well as the handgun, just in case we need it. And one blood grenade if you run into any other spirits, because now everything's going to be random. Up until this point, it's been very scripted. Nothing's really changing if you played it before and now.
feels good.
And the nice thing about having the transporter, the tricycle, is that you can load up smaller items onto it. So let me check the side quests here, because I do believe there will be a few here. Recover your favorite jacket, which is down there. My unfinished map of Long Lost Ruins. Five blended... Who's this for? Okay, I think I might need to pick this one up. Now, this is for Soledad del Norte. I was sure there was another person here that will help us uncover. There's a tactical request here, too. Construction request, tactical structure. What do you want? What is a tactical structure? That is the question. Okay, I'll just go to that point too. And probably place a watchtower or something. I feel like there really is no reason to create anything there, though.
Take care of yourself, Sam.
Can anybody hear me? I can hear you.
Homeward bound.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Take care, Sam.
Gotta stretch my legs.
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused as to what kind of structure he wants, to be honest. I think my PCC is over here. Thanks, Sam. I'm sorry about Dead Man, but the important thing is that you did what you needed to do. Somehow, Lou must know as well. The kid seems really happy. We can't wait for you to come home. Yep, pretty much. Oh, there we go. There's the extra person that I was thinking of. There, gracias, Sam. You took care of that giant BT. I wonder if you're on your way home already. If you have some cargo for the artist out there, could you deliver it? Looks like the porter I originally gave it to ditched it when the huge BT showed up. The artist is a prepper who lives out in the mountains. I really love her paintings. She lives by herself, so I want to do something to make her life easier. You know, if you're into fashion, I think you and her are going to get along really well. And I believe the artist sort of unlocks more custom outfits for you. But I kind of need to find an outfit for stuff for her first. Do you want a generator? A watchtower. You can't even build anything here, so... Well, maybe... You can build... Yeah. Bit of an odd request to ask for help in this area. You can't build anything here. Never mind. But yeah, I'm already seeing other player structures over there, like the generator and that town fall shelter. So we'll not be ever out of juice for our tricycle in Mexico. Plenty of blood bags here. Which you don't quite need at the moment, because this is where we fought that giant BT. It's just to help newer players, right? The nice thing about the tricycle is that it has a really good track record for being able to navigate steeper slopes like this as well. Headache pills.
Okay.
Chemicals. Okay, there we go. The filtration equipment for the artist. That's what we're looking for. Because I need to deliver at least one package to unlock that NPC. It's a pretty heavy package too, all things considered. It's way over there too. Okay, you know what? Let's just get back on the trike. It'll be easier to go by vehicle. And Sam will not get as much tired. Trying to remember the path to the artist because it's somewhere in the mountains and not an exactly easy route. You can get there to this is the path over here. That's where we need to go. And somebody's actually placed a ladder up here. They've tried to climb it. Oh wow, this is one of, he's got a complete gold star. Someone who loves Death Stranding. Where's the package? I was on this ridge. There's the headache pills that we saw, but not the filtration equipment. The game's sort of expecting me to drive down the slope when I'm actually gonna go right back up.
Jibber jabber jibber jabber jabbering. Walking towards the light that guides you home. Whisper, whisper, whispering, whispering. Nobody is.
Wow, really? Where is the equipment? There it is. Okay, was I right next to it and didn't see it? Hey, it was right there. Interesting.
If they bothered to see from the cage to bay.
Okay.
I'll place you on the rack because you are extremely heavy.
Nobody knows.
I'll need to manually place this because it's favorite jacket let's put everything on the backpack. Place the filtration equipment onto the tri-cruiser. It takes an entire slot. And then try and put all the medium stuff onto the bike. I think we can put one more medium on there. Yeah, that ought to be everything I can put. Everything else will have to be auto-arranged. So it's not too heavy for Sam.
It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes.
Incidentally, the type of terrain you drive through kind of does make a difference. So if you're driving through sand, you will actually be going a bit slower.
Simply stone. Carry your weight into oblivion. Deep into the unknown. We had no choice to where we're thrown.
There's another M package for the artist over there.
To get out.
But you're also kind of seeing why this game is such a chill time, right?
Just to wind up alone. But it's just how it goes.
Disconnected from the chiral network.
Just how it goes.
Alright, gotta be careful when you're parking the bike on slopes. It will actually move back down if you don't put it to the side. And the first time that happened to me, it was very funny. I was chasing the bike down this entire length.
It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes.
Oh, I forgot I could actually take those. I lost traction. Well, I forgot I could take those on the bike itself. There's another figure of yours down there. Do I get it before I meet you?
Weapons restrictions.
Oh my god, this is a little too fast. It's a little too steep. There we go. And now we can deliver this to this new NPC we haven't quite met yet.
ID confirmed.
And connect this area to the chiral network.
Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and...
So, are you a porter? Wait, are you here about that missing cargo of mine? I'll take a look at it now. I was not expecting you to deliver this cargo. Is there anything you can't do? You know, I always thought you'd come to my aid one day. You can go ahead and connect me to the chiral network.
Agreed.
Whoa. Guess I'm online now. Interesting. The network has more uses than I realized. A lot more people can see my illustrations now. Oh, I shared some color data I think will suit you. You can use this data to customize your headwear and other clothing. A change of outfit can really improve your mood. I went looking for a place where I could focus on my art, and found myself here. There's so much beauty to be found in this place. Infinite sources of inspiration. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blind to the destruction that Death Stranding has wrought. Some of us just see things through a different lens. Now we're in a newborn world that has yet to be shaped. A blank canvas. It's filled me with so many intense emotions that I want to convey to everyone else. I just hope that somehow I can translate these feelings into my art. Thanks for coming. I'm glad we were able to meet. You've given me what I needed to finally complete the piece I've been working on. I'll let you know when it's finished. Till then, take care.
But yeah, that NPC is completely optional. You don't have to do it, but it kind of benefits you to do.
Hey there!
So happy to see you, Sam.
All right, and there should be a couple of other side quests we can do for this NPC as well. And here's another player one. Build a storage facility. I'd like you to build a storage facility here. I can actually do that. And this is the one that we kind of need to do for La Madre. Going down this route will place me into bandit territory, so I don't kind of want to go down there. I should probably just make a quick trip down, get the cargo, and then just run back up here. Before I do that, let me hop off the tricycle. I do believe I have the PCC, right? Yeah, I do. And see if I can construct a storage space here. Usually you can't actually construct on sloped surfaces. Though in this case, no, it's more because the generator's nearby. Because the generator's nearby, I can't actually help out. But this is a sloped surface as well. No, so never mind. Tools and field wear. Unfortunately, I have a lot of those over the other way, just not here. I don't even need to accelerate here. The slope is so steep, once I go down, the speed will start to pick up. It's a bit of a safer way to go down sleeper slopes. There's another item. Oh, you know what? I can actually get back and get that on my way back up. Collected handmade. I want to like the sign.
always good to have you. Where did you find this? Since you arrived, it's never been easier to focus on my work. Here, I want you to use this.
I swear, it doesn't really matter how many likes you get. It's more how many times you actually deliver to NPCs.
You can take from my store.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I've shared some color data I think will suit you. Oh, and I'll be sure to post about it on the... I've also settled on a motif for my next work, thanks to you. It's too early to tell where it'll take me, but that's the best part. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Let me also fabricate some equipment since we have some extra materials here. Yeah, one ladder. Probably some boots as well. A climbing anchor. PCC. And one container repair spray. Yeah, if you're wondering what I'm gonna do with this, there is a sign that's very nearby that's asking for help, and that's basically, I think if you put any help request signs, they usually appear near an NPC's headquarters. So I'm gonna unload that stuff that I actually found just a minute ago. Climbing anchor, PCC, container repair spray, transport boots, ladder. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And now I believe I can send all this cargo. So this white-looking Sam will deliver these items to another player. Oh, I wanted to light the generator, but I'm already going down the slope. Never mind. There's a player tricycle over here too. Ow. Oh, come on. Did I just damage the equipment by accidentally bumping into a rock? And yeah, Lauren will send you her illustrations as you proceed along. And I almost feel like it's a bit randomized. I swear that's not the same pictures. But my memory for this stuff is faulty. So who knows? Now, where we need to go is actually down and back to Sam's home, but I'm gonna go deliver all the stuff that Alex has requested back up in the geophysics lab. And then head down to this area and make sure I didn't miss any packages for the other locations, because we're essentially just gonna be running around the entire area now. The world is your oyster. There's a bunch of items up here. Artist. Okay. Should probably head up there and get it. Now, this is actually a side quest too, so coming up here was a good idea. Oh, I just look at the fog on the mountains. Just take a moment to breathe it all in.
Hey!
Oh, I kind of wanted to frame the mountains a bit more, but I guess this is okay. Focal length, we can probably do it if I just decrease the focal length a bit. And I will focus on the mountains and not Sam. The twilight filter looks pretty nice. And a slight vignette. I always like to have a bit of a vignette when I'm taking photos. It just makes things feel a bit more comfortable, right? And now you're adding in lens distortion too, and chromatic aberration. Can't imagine anyone wants chromatic aberration in their shot, but it is a thing with photographs. Just taking a look at all the frames. At the end, I usually end up just using the cinema one, almost always. No, I'm just picking up packages left and right for the artist.
Kai. Give me a hand. Thank you, Kai.
Sam. Welcome, Sam. Thanks for swinging by. We can always use the help. Oh, picked up some lost cargo, I see. Should be a nice surprise for someone. If only everyone was as kind as you. Take this data. You deserve it.
Yeah, see, this is kind of why you want to upgrade your connections with other people, right? Because now I have a bit of protection for my vehicle.
You'll find that you can claim more materials from our stores. A little perk you've more than earned.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
This schematic is for additional armor that can be equipped to track cruisers. Provides added protection for the man in the driver's seat. For that extra peace of mind when you've got to cut through enemy territory. If you like the sound of that, try customizing your tri-cruiser with it. I'll see you around.
Order completed. Well done. Take care of yourself, Sam. That's the spirit.
Hey!
I will always support you.
Lots of materials in the vicinity. Probably worth taking them, I guess. At this point, I'm just being a bit lazy, right? By not getting on the tricycle. This was a vehicle that I initially didn't like too much. I think I was a little too used to the other bike in Death Stranding 1. But then after a while, you realize just how flexible it is on this rough terrain, and then you end up liking it a lot more. Just appreciating the scenery for a bit. There's another side quest thing right there. The Mikh'a. Okay, that's a new person as well. Yeah, the Mikh'a is another... You know what, I might be actually overloaded if I take that. Because that is an Excel container. Oh no, never mind. We are not overloaded. Let's drop a couple of packages off over here.
Bienvenido, Sam. Oh, this stuff. Never thought it would get here. But then you show up with a nice surprise. You're a cut above the rest, that's for sure. Take this data. I'm sure you could use it. We've reserved more materials for you to use. Go ahead and take whatever you need.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
I've shared with you the schematic for EX grenades. Fluids taken from Doom sufferers used to be required for their production, but we've recently developed methods to synthesize the necessary compounds. So we don't need to lean on you to churn them out anymore. These grenades aren't actually capable of taking down a BT, but they can be used to drive off gazers and slow down catchers. Temporarily, at least. This should give you more than enough time to get clear of BTs or to use other weapons to neutralize them. You'll figure out the most effective ways to use them, no doubt. Enjoy.
No doubt.
Order completed. Well done.
There we go. A bit lighter now. I have a bunch of stuff in storage. I'll probably just donate this all to other players.
Thank you for your cooperation. All contributions are welcome. Thank you for your cooperation. All contributions are welcome.
Give me a second. I got a message here. Okay, wrong guy item. My next plan is to probably deliver the stuff to the artist, and I believe the book, yeah, is over here. So I'll deliver his stuff, come down over here, get this item as well, and then head to the Boca, at which point we are effectively in Ciudad del Norte territory. So we'll need to make a pit stop over to Villa Libre because we have a bunch of stuff for there too. And I forgot to check my private locker in the geophysics lab, because I think I picked up a bunch of stuff for that too. It's a bit of a shame that you can't check what's in your private lockers and these on the map.
Hey there. I appreciate... Felt like fielding a bunch of orders for me, huh? You're a lifesaver. Hope it wasn't... My head is overflowing with ideas these days, including one I want to share with you. I increased the amount of materials you can take from my stores.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Oh, I shared some color data I think will suit you. Give it a try. You're like a breath of fresh air every time you visit. Refreshing and invigorating. I mean, my process has never been smoother. I can already visualize my next illustration. As soon as it's finished, I'll let everyone know. You should check it out too. I've got a feeling you'll like it. Till next time, Sam.
Order completed. Well done.
Throw some X grenades. Yeah, X grenades are, unlike your normal blood grenade, X grenades are a bit more effective on the larger enemies, and you kind of want to use it on those specifically. Like I said, you have very good reason to improve your relationship with almost all of the porters in the area.
This one's for you.
Yeah, I awarded likes to that shelter just because it repairs equipment. This is what I meant by, because I'm playing much later than the release date. We have like so much help from other players and it feels nice. Okay, next stop, the Baca. Okay, no, it is the same illustration because I remember this one as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm probably a representation of her actually being stuck inside that room. Fragrance and Candle. I feel like I might end up maxing out the artists relationship before anyone else at this rate. Because we're finding a bunch of stuff for them. There we go. That's another side quest done. This item's very far. I'm not seeing the Boca's location over here. I might be looking at the wrong side. Let's put a marker over here. I always remember this particular NPC being a bit difficult to get to on the trike. You need to take a very specific path then. Especially when it's raining. Right now, I think I can just go down. No, even when it's not raining. Yeah. You can go through the water on your tricycle, but it reduces its battery. So you want to cross on as shallow a point as possible. Or build a bridge to make things easier. I feel like I should eventually just build a bridge. Take a look at the map. Yeah, he's just nestled deep into the mountain. And I remember this way being the easier way to go for him. It's gonna drain a bit of battery, but we'll cross over here. If it's not too deep. Oh dear. Gotta be careful with the rocks. Well, let me just park the bike over here. It'd be a lot easier for me to just go fetch it by hand. Yeah, we lost a bunch of charge for the vehicle by crossing the water. And I believe the Boca is another porter like Sam, so helping him more often rewards you with stuff that helps in your own exploration.
Good evening, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
The delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
You a porter? Because I don't recall having any outstanding orders. Still, I'll check the records and see what pops.
Yeah, he's another porter, and he's apparently a fan of Sam. He's just not aware that Sam is that person he's a fan of.
You found it. This is that cargo that went missing a while back. You're a shining example of what a porter should be. The best I could ever hope to meet. I'm willing to trust you have the best intentions. Put me on the network. I'd be happy to share my data with everyone else. Other porters should definitely find it useful.
And with that, I do believe you've pretty much disconnected the entire region as is. Yeah, because you can see we're already getting like the better boots from connecting up to the porter, the Boca.
Porter grade.
So, now I'm connected to the network. You can get goods and data and so forth through it, right? That's all fine and dandy, but with the advent of A-Pass, I hear the porter's time's coming to an end. Wonder what the man who delivers would say about that if he were still around. Anyway, the trekking boot data I shared is for a design that I gradually refined over the course of my training. Tailor-made for mountain runs. Got great traction and peerless shock absorption for those hard landings. There's no better shoe for traveling through rough country like this.
Yeah, the man who delivers is the nickname that he gives to Sam. He just doesn't realize that Sam is the man who delivers.
You mean to say you haven't heard of him? The porter all others aspire to be like, the best to ever strap on a pack? After he made a name for himself in the UCA, he up and vanished. Just like that. And of course, like all legends, he's a man of many mysteries. With the help of the chiral network, though, I could probably learn a lot more about him. And the more I learn, the closer I'll get to becoming the Boca who delivers. Or so I hope. Nah, I'm more of what you call a Boca. I walk the earth on my own 2 feet and carry the load on my back alone. Most porters and delivery bots do it differently. My methods are probably closest to those of the man who delivers. The term Boca comes from Japan, where they had porters who worked exclusively in the mountains. You could count on Boca to make deliveries, no matter how treacherous the terrain or remote the destination. And I try to live by their example. Oh yeah. Wherever there's clients in need and cargo to be carried, you bet your ass you'll find porters. Of course, in the UCA, they started relying on A-Pass for distribution. And so the delivery boys and girls have been drifting down here ever since. Plenty are working even farther south here, too. As times change, so does the nature of the job. New vehicles and nifty gear. Weapons, too, for the porters who fancy them. But none of that is as important as the shoes you wear. Worst comes to worst, all you need is a pair of shoes to get the cargo to its destination. Well, thank you. It's nice to know there are still people like you out there. Take care.
Order completed. Well done.
I believe since you connected him to the network as well, he'll have a side quest for us too. Please bring a new ladder. Yep, that's the one. There's another lost cargo one. Oh wait, I think I've recovered this, right? And this too. Oh, I forgot to do this one. This one actually requires me to climb up there. I'll have to jump back over there. Do I have any ladders on me? I do. Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, I ended up damaging the contents when I bumped into that rock. All right, we should make the new boots. Those are a lot better than what we have by a country mile, if I recall correctly. They are slightly heavier though, ever so slight. Yeah, you get a considerable increase in your durability.
Thank you. Kindly.
Oh, definitely. I feel like I remember that upgrading your relationship was the one that was most beneficial for our exploration. So I'll be doing a lot of dropping packages over there. There's already... Wait. Thanks, Sam. You just made life easy for a whole lot of porters. And if the next river you cross is wider than this one, no worries. I reckon you could just join two ladders together. Or to try if there's no bridge around. Yeah, but not very effective in getting across here. I can try and use a ladder, but it will be a bit weird. The tricycle is just too too flexible. I gotta be careful not to bump into this other, but you know what? It's, well, I didn't even realize it's way past midnight. I'm gonna head over to Ciudad del Norte? No, not Ciudad, the distribution center over here. And then we're gonna call it for the night. Like, have Sam get some rest as well. We have a long trek too, by the looks of it. And it's all sandy terrain, so the tricycle is moving a bit slower.
Thanks for the help. Thank you, God.
Have you ever heard of the man who delivers? He's known for transporting ridiculous amounts of cargo all at once. I tried imitating him, but I lost my balance on a slope and fell over. Should have done what he did, use clips and pouches on my shoulders and hips to spread the load. You try that next time. Yeah. In case you weren't aware, this is something that I've been doing since the start of the game, since I was already kind of familiar with it. If you spread the weight of your equipment around the clips and the other slots on Sam's suit, you can balance yourself a bit more. Which is why occasionally you see me kind of do auto arrange now and then, just to make sure we're balanced out. And yeah, I have a bunch of stuff for the other areas that I need to pick up. I'll do a run down here after I meet with the artist and do her side quest, right? For now, I'll store these in the private locker. So that they'll no longer be damaged when I'm running around in the middle of the night without seeing any rocks in front of us. Nope, that was wrong. We're gonna just head to the private room and call it for tonight's stream. I'm actually starting to feel tired myself. And it kind of feels appropriate in this game to always just enter your private room before you call in. Okay, time to save and then just really call it for the night. We made quite a bit of progress right there. I'm almost back to where I was when I was playing before. Well, maybe not almost, because with this save, I've actually done quite a bit. Like, I maxed out all the residents I came across, which is a very slow slave. So slow progress on my end. But yeah, this time we're gonna finish the game before we do anything else. But yeah, if anyone else is watching, take care and good night. I will call it a day. Here's Mikh'a signing off.